If Reducer already makes paint transparent, then why does Transparent Base even exist? And when does it need to be in the equation? I want to make it clear I'm doing this on purpose. This paint has been reduced way too far. This isn't how I normally work. This paint is transparent, but it's unstable. The viscosity and the structure are gone, so the air pressure is blowing it apart. All I'm doing here is adding transparent base back into the cup. Same airbrush, same PSI. I'm just adding transparent base to the mix. So put my cap on, give this a shake, spray just a little bit to get any residual out. We'll go back to our paper. The goal here wasn't to make the paint more transparent, it was to put the structure back into the paint so I'm not getting those blowouts like I was before. And I want to be very clear here, this is not how I would normally fix this. Normally I would back off the reducer and remix the color. This video comes from a comment that asked what ratio to use when you're mixing transparent base, paint, and reducer. And it's a great question, but it also shows where a lot of confusion starts. So let's dive in. What really stood out to me with this particular comment or question is that it seems to already assume that transparent base belongs in the paint mix. But why? The commenter never actually said why they were using it, and that matters. Transparent base is commonly used to increase the transparency of a paint color, but reducer can do the same thing. So if they can both reduce transparency, what's the real difference? The difference is reducer changes how the paint sprays, transparent base changes what the paint is. Reducer lowers viscosity. You're actually thinning the paint, and that in turn allows for better flow and better atomization when you're actually spraying that paint through your airbrush. The downside to that is the more reducer you add to the mix, the more you're actually thinning the binders and the resin, the actual structure of the paint. Transparent base is different. Transparent base increases the transparency of a color without thinning the mix. So the binder, the resin, the actual structure of the paint remains intact. The viscosity can be increased by adding transparent base to a mix because essentially you're adding more binder and resin without adding more pigment. So that's why transparent base can bring back the stability of an over-reduced color like the example I just showed. Now this part is important. I very rarely directly mix transparent base into my paint. Most of the time I prefer to rely solely on reducer in order to get the paint to spray and atomize correctly. And trust me, you can reduce the paint a lot before it actually starts causing problems. Especially if everything else is set up correctly. Your air pressure setting being the most important factor in that equation. For me, transparent base is used more often as a protective coating to protect artwork rather than a mixing additive. So let's circle back and answer the original question about ratios. The truth is there is no fixed ratio for transparent base. It depends on how transparent you want the color in the end to be and how much structure of the paint you actually need for it to spray and atomize correctly through the equipment that you're spraying with. If someone really needs a place to start, Createx recommends a 10 to 20% range to start with, but that's just a reference point. It's not a rule. And that number really means nothing if you're not paying attention to how the paint is behaving when you're spraying it. The same goes for reducer. There is no fixed ratio that will just work for everybody when it comes to reducer either. Reducer can be added until the paint sprays and atomizes the way that it should at the air pressure setting that you want to spray at. Less reducer will give you faster coverage, and more reducer will give you more transparency. But always keep in mind that too much reducer can absolutely remove stability. So this is why ratios tend to confuse people. Are you ready for the big secret? We tend to ignore the color we're working with. We tend to ignore the airbrush size we're working with. We tend to ignore the pressure setting we're working with. Sometimes we ignore the actual surface we're painting on, and sometimes it even comes down to ignoring your technique. A ratio that works for one color really well may not necessarily work for a different color, because not all pigment is created equal. And we all get complacent, including myself. Once we find a ratio, a reduction ratio that works, it sprays and atomizes really well, we tend to stop paying attention to how the paint is actually behaving. Just because you've found a ratio that works almost all of the time doesn't mean that it will work with every single color. Sometimes you're still going to have to make small adjustments for different colors to get everything dialed back in. So to wrap all of this up, transparent base belongs in your paint mix when transparency is a creative decision. This is not a troubleshooting step. I hope all of that makes sense. And to the original commenter, Dan, if you're watching this, please shoot me an email at wickedartstudio@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll get a sticker pack shipped to you as a thank you. If you use transparent base in your workflow, I'd be very interested in hearing how you use it, whether you like to mix it in with your paint or you prefer to use it as an intercoat clear or maybe something else. Let me know in the comments. So thank you for watching. I'm Trevor with Wicked Art Studio, and I will see you next time.